Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today we're looking at your career, this time period ahead. I don't have a time period for you, they're not giving it to me, but it's just ahead. It's what is about to happen next, right? So I've got 3 readings for you. These cards came from your reading. Group 1, your card is number 9, and it's the bouquet. Hold that there for a sec so you can get a look, or feel free to pause the video if you want a better look. Group 2, your card is the ring, and that's card number 25, the ring. And group 3, your card is number 1, the rider. All right. So go ahead and pick a card, pick a group. All you have to do is go down into the description box now, click on the timestamp for the group you want to watch, and it will take you straight to your reading. Thanks, y'all. Hey, group 1. All right, today we're taking a look at your career. So I've got Lenormand cards here. I've got tarot cards. Let's see what comes up for you. You've got bouquet. And the book. All right. Let's get your tarot down. We have the Page of Cups. The Two of Swords reversed. Five of Pentacles reversed. Five of Wands reversed. And one more as an advice card for you. And the advice card is the Seven of Cups. All right, give me just a second. I'm going to take these cards in and I'll listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit. And then we'll talk about what's going on here. Before I do, I just want to mention quickly, if you need a personal reading, something that's just about you, not a general reading like this, you can check out my website, pink22tarot.com, and see what's available there. Of course, I'll always have free readings here. If this reading resonates with you, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up, drop me a comment, subscribe, whatever you feel called to do. It helps me know that our energies are connecting and that we're resonating with each other, and it should help future readings resonate with you even more as we get more and more connected. So thank you for that. All right, now bear with me for just a second. I'd like to listen for some initial messages for you. All right, the first thing they're telling me is that this is a creative time for you in your career, in your work. You may be in a creative field, you may not be, so don't take that as an indicator whether this reading is for you. Creativity can come in many forms, even in something that can be very technical and very logical, if that's your field, there can still be a creative element to it. So you get a little bit more information. They're talking to me about something in your work requires a little bit of a different angle to it. There may be a problem you're working through or something you're trying to improve. Maybe you have your own business and you're trying to improve your own business. But even if you're not, there's something in your work that you want to get, either you want to get better at, or there's something that you want to improve within your work or within your company. Maybe it's even your boss saying, I need this, come up with a solution for this. It is about creative solutions, creative problem solving, creative ideas, even if you're not in a creative field. This is a creative time for you. And they're saying this time is working to your advantage. So use it. In other words, you are surrounded by creative energy right now, and you're being helped in that area. So even if you don't think you have a need for creative problem solving or creative ideas, try to tap into it anyway, because they're telling me that you are surrounded by creative energy right now. And if you can tap into it, you're going to find solutions, you're going to find ideas, you're going to find brainstorms that help you exceed expectations in the workplace or within your career or your business. All right. Okay. All right. So they want me to start with the tarot card. So I'll do that. Your first card is the Page of Cups. And this card, the location of it, represents the challenges you are focusing on, or the challenges ahead, I should say. So let me just listen what they want to say about this, because this is normally a very nice card, but what's the challenge here? They're saying ideas, ideas, ideas. You are surrounded by ideas. The challenge for you may be either tapping into them, bringing them down to earth. If you notice this on this card, this person's feet are up in the sky, and his head is, up in the clouds. You may be having trouble as you're trying to focus on creative ideas, bringing them down to earth and making them work for you. Or you may have trouble deciding what ideas to pursue. And I'm feeling that very strongly for many of you, that you've got all kinds of ideas. You're not really sure where to start, or which ones are the right, what idea is the right one to start with, or, what creative path should you follow? It feels like you are surrounded with options and you're not sure where to go with it. Now, if you feel like, oh, I don't have any creative ideas, I don't have any creative options, that's also a challenge, because they're telling me you are surrounded by ideas, and for some of you, you're just unable to tap into them. It requires a little bit of a creative focus, and we'll get into that with the advice, but they are giving me, you have to break out of your normal routine if you're struggling to come up with creative ideas. Or even if you have creative ideas, but you don't know what to do with them. They're giving me this message of needing to break out of your normal routine, do something different, even if it's just to take a different route to work, right? It can be as simple as that, because what you're doing is you're giving your senses something new to discover, and that gets your brain ticking in a different way. And then, everything starts to come together from there. The more you can shake up your routine, in the next, I don't know how long, they're not giving me a time frame, but for the next little bit, try to shake up your routine in as many different ways as possible. Not to the point where you feel uncomfortable, but just to the point where it's actually enjoyable. You're seeing, maybe new shops along the road, you're watching a new show on TV, you're listening to a different radio station, whatever it may be, it will spark ideas. And if you already have ideas, it will help you land them and bring them back down to earth, or bring them down to earth so that they're usable for you. You can do something with them. The opportunity here is the Two of Swords. During this time period ahead, and it must be a different time period for everybody, because they're not giving me an exact time frame. But in this time period ahead, the opportunity you have in front of you is that you will be able to make some decisions. Right now, you may be feeling a bit overwhelmed with ideas, or overwhelmed with the idea that you have to come up with ideas, right? But that's going to change very shortly. If it hasn't already, you may already be realizing that there's ideas around you and you can't quite make up your mind. But this time period ahead is actually going to help you come to some decisions, come to some conclusions, start taking some steps forward with at least one of your ideas and turning it into something. So if you're worried that this has been ongoing, maybe you've been struggling to find the right thing, or come up with the right idea or move forward on something, this time period ahead is actually going to be favorable to you in making some decisions. That's what you've got absolutely going for you. The hard part is that you probably have a lot of options in front of you, and it may feel a bit overwhelming. Or you may be feeling like I got nothing, in which case that'll come as well. All right, so then we have the Five of Pentacles reversed, and this represents what's coming for you in the relatively near future, right? This is coming soon. So wherever you're feeling, I'm getting this sense of disappointment, of feeling a bit lost, like you don't know where to go with your work, with your career, with your business, with your job. There's something that has you feeling a bit stuck creatively. You know, you want to move something forward and you're struggling to do that. That's going to change in the near future. That's going to be flipped on its head, and you're going to realize you're going to start making some decisions. You're going to start taking some steps forward into whatever idea you settle on. And it's going to help you. It's going to move you forward in a way that you shake off this energy of, I don't know what to do. I'm so stuck. I'm so frustrated. I'm so lost with this. That energy is fleeting. That energy is going away quickly. It really is quickly. The outcome for this time period for you is the Five of Wands reversed. They're telling me you're going to stop struggling. At least for this period of time, you're going to stop struggling to figure something out. And you're going to start taking steps forward as the expert that you are. And you may not feel like an expert right now, but as you take these ideas and you make them your own and you start taking steps forward, you're going to realize how much you know. You're going to realize how much you have to offer. You're going to realize your own worth. And once you start to realize your own worth and you start to embrace it, so will others. So it's going to help you get ahead. But and it feels like a relatively short time period here that we're looking at in general. But in this time period, you're going to start bringing some ideas down to earth. You're going to incorporate them into your work. You're going to start moving forward. Things are going to start coming together, and you're going to start feeling more confident. You're going to start feeling stronger. You're going to start feeling like you're on top of your game instead of, in the mix, fighting for an inch, right? The advice from Spirit is the Seven of Cups. Get creative, get creative. And I know you're saying, well, how do I get creative? Or I'm already creative. Okay, let me get a little bit more specific. Let me listen just a second. They're saying get creative one idea at a time. So maybe you have a list of ideas. Start with one, hash it out, put it on paper, write out the pros, the cons, the steps, the process. Get it started and see if it takes off, see if it feels good. If it doesn't, back off, go to the next idea. If you don't have any ideas, then you have to go back and start with the brainstorming step, which is come up with as many ideas as you possibly can, and then come up with a few more when you think you haven't got anything left in you. But then you pick the ones that are calling to you, that feel right, or maybe they just feel the most doable or the most valuable. Pick one at a time and see if it takes you anywhere. See if it has any momentum to it. See if it has any drive in it, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Start with one. In other words, if you have 10 ideas down on paper, don't try to do all 10. Pick one. Use your creativity. Come up with the ideas if you haven't yet. If you have and you're just not knowing where do I start, what do I begin with, pick one. If you don't know what one to pick, pick it at random. And start taking a few steps toward it. You don't have to go the full process, but take a few steps within that idea. See where it takes you, see how it feels. If you start hitting roadblocks, if you start hitting speed bumps that feel overwhelming, back off and do something else. Maybe it's not the right time for that idea. Okay. I hope that makes sense, y'all. All right. So your Lenormand cards, you have the bouquet and the book. The bouquet in this case is representing all your creative ideas coming together, just like a bouquet of flowers, right? You've got all different colors, all different flower types, all different lengths and petal types, all coming together in this beautiful bouquet of wildflowers. You've got the ideas all around you. You've got them. Maybe you need to do some brainstorming to bring them into reality a little bit, but the ideas are all around you. Of course, we know the challenge is finding what ideas to pursue and turning that into reality so that it works for you. So the bouquet is followed by the book. The book is the unknown, right? What they're letting you know is the answer there isn't an answer. That's the truth. There isn't a definitive answer, like this is the idea you must follow. Your spirit guides are not going to tell you that. They want you to play a little bit. They want you to discover. They want you to read the book. Don't start with the last page. Read the book. It's not a long book. It's a short book. Read the book and see if, when you buy a new book or you're looking for a new book to buy, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'll read like the first page or two to see if it grabs my attention. That's what they're telling you to do. You've got 10 books in front of you. Read the first page or two. Try it. Test it out. Dip your toe in the water. See how it feels. If it resonates with you, if it feels like it's got some traction, feels like you can go somewhere with it, then buy that book and keep reading it. If it doesn't, put that book down and try a different one. It's the same with your creative ideas, with your work and your career. Okay. All right, group one. I hope that helps. I hope it gives you just a little bit of insight into what's coming up ahead for you in your career and your work. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye. Hey, group two. All right, today we're looking at your career. So we've got two different decks for you here, a Lenormand deck and a tarot deck, and we'll see what they have to tell you. Okay. Your first card is the Ring. Okay. And then you have the Coffin. Right, let's get some tarot cards down and then we'll get into your reading. Right, your first card is the High Priestess. Then we have the Two of Cups. Three of Cups reversed. The Empress. And one more is your advice card. Okay, and your advice card is the Sun. It's beautiful. You've got some lovely major arcana cards here. It's always an indicator of big things to come. So give me just a second. I just like to take the cards in, listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit, and then we'll get into your reading. Before I do, I just like to say, if you want a personal reading, if you want something that's just about you and your situation, not a general reading like this, you can check out my website, pink22tarot.com, and see what's available there. Also, if this reading resonates with you, if the messages help you, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, drop a comment down below, whatever you feel called to do. I'm grateful for any interaction because it helps me know that our energies are connecting, and it will also help future readings resonate with you more because we will be more connected. So thank you for that. Now give me just a sec. Bear with me just a sec while I listen, and I'll let you know what Spirit wants to tell you first. The first thing they're telling me is that something about a cycle that you've been going through in your work or your career. Something that has been happening over and over and over again. If you were to look back into past jobs, past situations within your work, you should be able to recognize that there's something that kind of haunts you in a way. Something that keeps coming back around, but in different forms, maybe with a different boss, maybe with a different company, slightly different situation, but in some way it keeps coming back. It is something you probably are very tired of at this point. They're telling me it's time for this cycle to end. And that's what this next period is about for you. Bringing an end to a cycle that has, hold on. Oh, bringing an end to a cycle that has overstayed its welcome. In other words, it's time. It's time for it to end. So that should be good news for you. Ending a cycle isn't always easy because it means changing, right? It means changing something within us or in our world, or just changing the way we think or how we expect things to play out. But the end result is magnificent when we can end a cycle and like push through a door and start fresh in some way, right? New results, new expectations. Okay, they want me to start with your Lenormand cards here. So here we have the ring. This ring represents this circle, this cycle that you've been going through over and over and over again. It'll be different for all of you. For some of you, it's challenges with authority. For some of you, it's dealing with a coworker who steals your thunder, right? Who takes over the room and sort of leaves you in the shadow. For some of you, you're very outspoken and it challenges others to the point where it ends up holding you back in some way. For some of you, it's trust in yourself. It's your own insecurities about how good you are, how experienced, how valuable you are. Those are just some ideas that they're giving me, but you know what it is, right? And maybe you have more than one thing. But it's something that has happened over and over again. And at this point, you should be very, very tired of it. The good news is when this time period, and I don't have an exact time period to give you, but when this period is over, so will the cycle. The cycle will die with it. Once you get through this, the coffin closes, it goes into the ground, end of story. So you're not going to experience it again. So whatever has been haunting you in your work, in your career, it's time for that period, that chapter of your work life to be over, kaput. All right? Okay, so let's jump into the tarot cards and see what Spirit has to tell you here. So your first card here is the High Priestess, and the position of this card represents the challenges that are up ahead during this phase. So let me just hear what Spirit wants to tell you about this. Hold on one second. They're telling me that in this time, at least as things stand right now, and for a while ahead, it's like you're looking for answers. You're asking for answers. You're wanting to stop this cycle in some way, whatever it is. You may not be phrasing it that way. You may just say, I just want my boss to get off my butt already, whatever it may be for you. I just want to get promoted. Why does everybody get promoted over me? Whatever your situation, you're asking for answers. You're seeking answers, but you're coming up blank at the moment. You are searching for something that you're struggling to find. That's the challenge. The challenge is for you to go within and start to look for your own answers. You may be looking for answers to come to you, and maybe you'll get some of them here. But the challenge here for you is going within and, number one, acknowledging that this cycle, this repeated situation has actually taught you something. Recognize that that is true and try to recognize what that something that is that you've learned because that is how you come to an end of a cycle, is learning the lesson and knowing you've learned the lesson. So your challenge here is to go within. Ask yourself these hard questions. You may not be getting answers right now, and that's because you're not asking, number one, you're not asking the right questions. You may be asking, why does my boss keep sabotaging me? Just as an example, when the question should be, what do I need to learn from this situation that I haven't learned yet? And what can I learn? What can I learn from this situation so that I can move past it? This is about you, not about someone else. Even though the reality, the material version of this may feel like it has something to do with someone else. If it has to do with your own insecurities and like your own lack of progress, it's the same challenge. You have to go within and start asking yourself the difficult questions like, why do I keep thinking I'm not good enough? Why do I keep sabotaging myself? Why do I keep letting others step in front of me? Why do I keep comparing myself to others? What is it about myself that I'm not loving properly? So give that some thought. Those are just some ideas, but it really is a challenge. This is your challenge, to go within and start asking yourself these hard questions. The opportunity here, the gift during this time period, is the Two of Cups. You're not in this alone. Let me just see what they want to. Hold on one sec. Because I know they're telling me something here. The first thing they're telling me is, and this might be a little bit woo-woo for some of you, but they are telling me that your spirit guides are with you. They're helping you. They are holding you by the hand, and they're showing you what you need to know. All you have to do is look within to find it. But in a more material sense, they're also telling me that you have help in the real world as well. Whether it is a friend, a loved one, a coworker, a mentor, there's somebody you can go to who can help you talk through this problem. The challenge is for you, you're not going to find the answer by blaming someone else. So if you're going to a mentor or your partner or a loved one, someone who you can talk to freely, this person will help you, but you have to approach it from a place of, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently? Even if all signs point to someone else just being a jerk. They might be being a jerk. I'm not disputing that, but if it's happening in your life, you can't change someone else. You can only change you. So what can you learn from it so that you can end this cycle? Okay? And there is someone in your life, a real person, who can and will help you find the answers you need if you can acknowledge and talk to them from a place of, what do I need to learn? Rather than, how do I get this coworker fired because they keep sabotaging me? It's not the way to go. It's not the way to go. Okay. Now, in the near future, what's coming for you is the Three of Cups reversed. It's not going to be easy. The answers are not easy to swallow. This could be a difficult pill to swallow because it's having to accept that there's only one person to blame for a situation that isn't going the way we want it to go, and it's ourselves. Right? You can try to blame your boss. You can try to blame your coworkers. You can try to blame whoever else, it may appear is getting in your way. The answer lies with you. And as you start to realize that, you may struggle with it. The good news is the Three of Cups is still a happy card. It's still a positive card of celebration and togetherness. But initially, it may take a few lumps. You know what I mean? It may bruise you a little bit to have to acknowledge, yeah, I'm really doing this to myself, aren't I? And that's kind of a realization, even though you can work with someone to come up with those answers, it is a realization you have to work through on your own. But once you do, this card turns around and things get so much better, y'all. So much better. Because your outcome card here is the Empress. This is a new beginning. This is the end of a cycle that has, again, overstayed its welcome. This is abundance. This is fertility. This is getting everything you want and deserve in a fresh, new way and seeing yourself from a brand new perspective and being seen from a brand new perspective. This is a brilliant, brilliant card to be getting as your outcome to the end of this cycle. I can't imagine a better card here because the Empress is the epitome of getting everything you want and need and getting it from a place of positivity. So the advice card from Spirit is the Sun. Yes, there's going to be some challenges here. Yes, you're going to have to go within and ask yourself some hard questions and maybe kick your own butt a little bit, but try to do it from a place of positivity. You're ready, right? You're ready to be done with this, whatever it is. You're ready to move on and move up and break through. So if you can approach this whole process, this time period ahead, with a sense of positivity and expansion and light, you will get through it so much more easily. You really will. If you look at it as, okay, I'm ready to be done with this. What do I have to do? I'll do it. Whatever I have to do, I know this is about me. What can I do to change this situation for good? And trust that when you do change this situation, it will be for good. It won't be an accident. It won't be a fluke. You're not setting yourself up for more disappointment later. You're moving past all that. You're absolutely moving past all that. So approach this time period with as a positive energy as you can, with as much joy as you can, knowing that the end result is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. It's positive. It's full of blessings. All right, group 2, I hope that helps. I hope it gives you what you needed to move forward and get through this next phase of your work life. Thank you so much for being here and have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. All right, today we are taking a look at your career. So I've got 2 decks here, a Lenormand deck and a tarot deck, and we're going to see what you need to know. Okay, your first card is the Rider. And then we have Mice. Okay, get your tarot cards down. All right, you have the Hermit reversed. You have the Death card reversed. It says Death and Rebirth in this deck. The Eight of Swords reversed. The Two of Pentacles. And one more as an advice card for you. All right, and your advice card is the Four of Pentacles. All right, so I'm just going to take these cards in and listen for some initial messages for you from Spirit. Before I do, I'd just like to mention, if you would like a personal reading, if you need a reading that's just about you and your situation, not a general reading like this, you can check out my website, pink22tarot.com. There's also a link down below, and see what I have available there. I'm happy to work on a private reading for you. Otherwise, there's always general readings here. And if the messages, if this reading resonates with you, if it helps you in any way, I hope you'll give the video a thumbs up or drop me a comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. When you interact with my channel and my readings, it helps me know that our energies are connecting and that we're resonating and that what I'm offering you is valuable. And also, it will help future readings resonate with you more because we will be more connected. So there's something in it for you as well. All right, give me just a sec, y'all, while I connect and listen to some initial messages for you. All right, bear with me. All right, what they're telling me is that this is a time when things are about to speed up for you. You're about to get very, very busy. And I know I've said this before in another reading recently. So if you've heard this before, it's just a confirmation that this is really happening for you. I don't remember when. I just remember saying something similar in a very recent video. It wasn't quite time yet then, but it is now. It is now. You're about to get very, very busy, and you're about to learn how to be more productive, to manage your time a little bit better, to get more done in less time and not waste time on things that aren't helping you or are not benefiting you. For some of you, I am getting that, excuse me, sorry. Hold on one sec. Okay. For some of you, I'm getting that you, and this isn't everybody, but for some of you, you are working from home and you feel like you're very busy all the time. You feel like you're working hard and very productive. But if you step back and really analyze your time, you will recognize the little distractions that are getting in the way of being as productive as you can be. Getting on Facebook, getting on YouTube, getting on TikTok, getting on whatever, jumping up to do your laundry. I know those are the benefits of working from home. I work from home also. It's wonderful. But I also know it's very easy to lose time doing those things and not even realize that you've squandered a little bit of productivity. For those of you that don't work from home, you may be experiencing something similar. Not to say that any of you are being unproductive, because I'm not getting that at all. What I am getting is that things are going to click up a notch or 5. Meaning things are going to get much busier and you're going to have to manage your time even more closely than you had in the past. So even if you are wasting 0 time, there may be some things that you're spending time on that aren't moving the needle further, that aren't making a difference in your work or in your job or in your business. Spirit's telling me it's time to eliminate those, how are you putting that? Ineffective efforts. Sorry, I was just listening. Those ineffective efforts. So there might be some things that you do that just aren't worth doing, maybe. And maybe it involves a conversation with your boss to say, my time would be better spent doing this over that, because that really isn't helping anyone. So there may be some difficult conversations that have to happen there, but I am getting that productivity is going to be key for this time period ahead. Productivity and time management. Something is about to change and speed up in a big, big way, and you need to be ready. You need to be ready. All right, we're going to start with the tarot cards. Your first card is the Hermit, and this card in this position represents the challenges you have up ahead. Okay, the first thing they're telling me is, number one, you don't see it coming, even though you got this reading here. It will come in an unexpected way or at an unexpected time. It feels like it actually comes fairly suddenly, like somebody turns on a switch and things just get busier very quickly. The other thing is, the challenge you will have is you're going to feel like as you get into this that you're not ready for it. It might feel overwhelming. It might feel like you're not experienced enough. You don't have enough time. You don't have enough energy. You don't have enough in you. They're telling me you have more in you than you realize. When you get rid of the activities that aren't helping things move forward, when you manage your time and your energy a little bit better, which requires you drinking more water, eating healthier foods, treating your body and your mind with a little more loving care so that you have more energy and less fatigue. And you start telling yourself, you can do this, you can do more, you'll be able to. But this is going to be your challenge in this time period, is reminding yourself that you can do it. Because this hermit reversed feels a bit lost and in the dark. And the energy I'm getting from this hermit here in this card is a feeling of being a bit scared and overwhelmed. Like, where do I go? What do I do? How do I do this? How do I get through this? I completely understand those feelings, y'all. I've been there myself. But Spirit is coming in to tell you it's just fear. That's all it is. You've got this. They're bringing it to you now because you're ready. You actually are ready. All right. So then you have the Death and Rebirth card in reverse. And this represents the opportunity, right? The good stuff coming in. So let me just listen. I just want to hear what they want to say about this. Bear with me one second. Okay, what they're telling me is you're not going to fail. That's interesting. I wouldn't have gotten that from this card. But the Death card, when it's upright, does represent an ending. It represents things, a door shutting. The door's not shutting. What's actually happening is the door is opening, and you're going to start seeing things in a brand new way. You're going to start doing things differently. This is absolutely an expansion and an opportunity for you to grow right where you are, doing what you're doing, but in a much bigger way. And you are up for it. They're telling me you absolutely are up for it. So don't talk yourself out of it. That's what they just said to me. Don't talk yourself out of it. You've got this. You're ready for this. And you're worth it. Because with this productivity comes a lot of gifts and a lot of happiness and a lot of blessings and a lot of abundance and a lot of success and achievement. All the things you have been wanting. And maybe you wanted it to come in a way that feels slow and steady, but that's not what's in store for you. It's actually going to explode a little bit. In a good way. All right, so the near future, we have the Eight of Swords reversed. This is you breaking free. This is going to happen relatively soon. I don't have a time frame for you. They're not giving me a time frame, but relatively soon compared to the big picture of this situation, you're going to break free. What's been holding you back, and I feel like largely it's been yourself. You haven't been ready, or you've been telling yourself you're not ready. Your spirit team now knows that you are. And there's a part of you somewhere that knows that you are as well. You're just a little bit afraid of it. But in the near future, you're going to break those ties. You're going to break those boundaries. You're going to break through that door that's been holding you back. And it's going to be off and running to the races. You know what I mean? You're going to be going. Does that mean you won't still be nervous? No, I'm sure you will be a bit nervous, at least at first. But it's going to feel exhilarating. It's going to feel exciting because you're going to realize something's happening here, right? Good things are happening. And yes, you have to work hard. Yes, you have to manage your time better in order to not burn out, in order to not, fry yourself. But they're telling me that's not going to happen. You're going to pace yourself. You're going to spend your time on the right things, and you're going to eliminate those things that have become time wasters. Okay. All right. So your final outcome to this phase, what's happening here, excuse me, is the Two of Pentacles. Now I just want to listen what they want to say about this. Hold on one second. They're telling me you're going to be deciding. So let me just listen what you're deciding. Oh, at the end of this period, you're going to decide what you want, which is interesting. It's very interesting. So you're going to get this explosion of activity. You're going to become more productive, more successful, more in charge of your own progress. And as a result, the outcome of this is that you're going to have some choices to make. Is this still what you want? It might be for some of you, it might not be for some of you. Some of you may decide, you know what, the success, the exhilaration is everything I wanted. The increase in income, maybe the achievements, the glory, the reward, whatever it may be. It might be exactly what you need right now and what you want. Others of you may say, you know what, it wasn't all it was cracked up to be. I'd rather go back, take things a little bit more slowly, deal with, a slower progress. There is no right answer, but they're telling me you're going to have the option at this point because now you will have experienced both. You will know at the end of this period how to manage your time a little bit better. You will know how to become more productive and organized and how to manage your efforts so that you're not wasting time and you're not wasting your time on things that aren't progressing you. You'll know how to do both, right? You know how to do what you're doing now and at the pace you're doing it. You're also going to learn how to do more and do it faster. And at the end of this, you're going to be able to choose. And maybe it's some of both, Maybe it's a give and take where some days, especially if you work for yourself, some days you give yourself the space to move more slowly. And other days, you've got it in you to go full speed ahead. But you'll be in a position to decide for yourself, which is interesting. Interesting. All right. So the advice card here is the Four of Pentacles. All right. Spirit's telling me the advice they have for you. Hold on. Telling me something. Hold on. They're saying be very protective of your time and energy, especially going into this time period. Prepare yourself. And as you get into it, again, be protective of your time and your energy because you need to be using your time and using your energy properly. Put your energy into the things that make the most difference. Spend little to no time on the things that are just busy work, time wasters, distractions. Take care of yourself. Take care of your body, your mind, your emotions. Take care of yourself. Protect your resources because you're going to need them. You're going to need them for the things that matter in your work in this period ahead. So protect them, use them wisely, don't squander them. That's their advice to you. Don't waste your time on things that just either eat away at your time or eat away at your energy and your mindset. If there's something in your life that is a distraction that pulls you away from your focus because it causes you to think negatively, it causes your energy to go down, it's disruptive and upsetting, try to eliminate those things to the best of your ability because they drain you in ways that happen unrecognizably. You know what I mean? Like you have a day and you're like, why do I feel so fatigued? Why am I so tired? Why am I so exhausted? Why do I feel like I can't do anything today? And it's because something latched onto your energy. And I'm not talking about, I don't know, ghosts or something. I'm talking about your own emotions have latched onto your energy and leached it. Could even be someone else, like an energy vampire, somebody who just sucks the life out of you, or a situation or a thought, there's just something you think about and it drags you down. Protect yourself from those things because they drain you and they interrupt your ability to be productive and to make the most of your time. Okay. All right. So looking at your Lenormand cards, you have the Rider and the Mice. The Rider is coming in very fast. He's moving very swiftly. Things are about to change. He's headed somewhere new, somewhere exciting, somewhere busy, and he's getting there very, very quickly. If you can see this horse, it's flying. So things are about to really take off. And the result of this is the Mice card. That mice are very, very productive. They're very organized. They move, they move, they move until they get the job done. You know, a bit like ants. This could be the ants card as well, but there is no ants card. They're very, very productive. The mice also represent eating away at the things that distract you, at the things that make you less productive, at the things that interrupt your flow, at the things that destroy your energy, right? Eating away at that so that you can focus all your energy on being productive, going after what you want, getting what you want. So it's a very, very exciting time for y'all. You can trust that at the end of it, you can decide if it's for you or if it's not. And I do feel for some of you, it could go either way. And also for some of you, you'll be able to choose to do both. You know, easy days, challenging days, but you will know what you're capable of, and that's the important thing. All right, group 3, I hope that helps. I hope that helps you get ready for this exciting time ahead. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye.